Good morning to you. Today we are going to study about the physical properties and chemical properties of ammonia. In the previous videos we have studied that preparation of ammonia. In the last video you have seen Haber's process, industrial preparation of ammonia. So today we will discuss about the physical properties of ammonia. So all of you please take the page number 170, physical properties of ammonia, just to see color, odor, taste, colorless, strong pungent smell, slightly alkaline taste. Since basic nature is there, so that's why alkaline taste you are getting. Just you keep one particle of the slate knife on your tongue, same taste you will get here if you smell or if you take ammonia. Physiological nature, non-poisonous. If inhaled affect the respiratory system, it is fatal in large doses. Means if the large amount is there, so it may cause the death also. Density, vapor density of ammonia is 8.5 is there. It is lighter than air. In the last video I told you how to calculate vapor density. Vapor density is equal to molecular mass by 2. This formula you have to follow. Vapor density is equal to molecular mass divided by 2. So vapor density of ammonia, that ammonia 14 plus 3 17, then vapor density 17 by 2 8.5. And you know that the vapor density of air is 14.4. So since it is less than 14.4, that's why it is lighter than air. So it is very easy. For any gas to calculate the vapor density. If the vapor density is less than 14.4, it is lighter. If it is more than 14.4, it is heavier. So this ammonia is lighter than air. Then high solubility, you mark there very important. High solubility, highly soluble in water. If you take the one volume of water, dissolve 702 volumes of ammonia. It means if you take 1 liter water, 1 liter water will dissolve 702 liters of ammonia. It means it is highly soluble in water. Then fountain experiment, mark there. The high solubility of ammonia in water is demonstrated by fountain experiment. So now you have got the two gases which are giving the fountain experiment. One you have studied HCl, hydrogen chloride gas, and today you are getting the ammonia. So the two gases which are giving the fountain experiment, that HCl and ammonia. This question asked many times in board paper. Name two gases which will give fountain experiment. So HCl and ammonia. Then they will ask what is the common property of these two gases. So what is the common property? These two gases are highly soluble in water. So this is mark there important. Then liquefaction, boiling point, freezing point you will study. Then next you see fountain experiment is given. Fountain experiment already once I have explained you for HCl. So same thing you have to study for ammonia also. But the difference is that in HCl you have used that blue color litmus solution. But here you use red color litmus solution. And the color of the fountain in HCl you have seen that red fountain, but here the blue color fountain will be there. So that you can do yourself, already you have studied. Next one is chemical properties of ammonia. Now we will take chemical properties of ammonia. So chemical properties of ammonia. Chemical properties of ammonia. Chemical properties of ammonia. First point is given that combustibility. Ammonia gas combustibility. Ammonia is neither combustible nor supporter of combustion. Ammonia is neither combustible nor supporter of combustion. Ammonia is neither combustible nor supporter of combustion. It means if you burn ammonia in atmosphere of air, it will not burn. And if you take any burning candle in atmosphere of ammonia, that will extinguish. So that's why it is given ammonia is neither combustible nor supporter of combustion. But if you burn ammonia in 100% oxygen, it burns with green or greenish yellow flame. Ammonia burns in oxygen with green or greenish yellow ammonia burns in oxygen with green or greenish yellow flame. So now the question can be asked to you that which gas will burn with green flame or greenish yellow flame? Here you people are confused. Whenever this question is asked to you, which gas burn with green or greenish yellow flame, usually write the name of chlorine. But I want to tell you that ammonia is here. Ammonia burns in oxygen with green or greenish yellow flame. It is not a chlorine. So this ammonia burns in oxygen with green or greenish yellow flame. So if the question is asked to you, name a gas which burns with green or greenish yellow flame, you will write the answer that ammonia. Now let us see how this experiment is conducted. So this is the gas jar. In this gas jar, two inlet pipes are there. Just to see this corner hole is here. So from the one inlet, we supply oxygen, and other inlet we supply ammonia. So first of all, what we do? We supply ammonia gas. We supply ammonia gas and then we burn it. So what we observe, this ammonia does not burn because here oxygen supply is not there. So in this one air is there. So since ammonia is non-combustible, so that's why it will not burn. But next time what we do, we supply oxygen. When we supply oxygen, ammonia combined with oxygen form nitrogen and water. So it is not balanced. We have to balance it. Nitrogen 2 atoms. Write here 2. Hydrogen 3 to the 6. 3 to the 6. Now oxygen, that 3 here 2. Write 3 by 2. So now whole equation we can multiply by 2. Then 4 NH3. 3 O2. It gives 2N2 and 6S2. So by this way you are getting nitrogen gas. So the question can be asked to you. First of all, observation can be asked to you. So if the observation is asked to you, so what you will write? What do you observe when ammonia burns in oxygen? So you will write that ammonia burns in oxygen with green or greenish yellow flame. Then the second question can be asked to you. Name the gas released. Name the gas released. Name the gas released when ammonia burns in oxygen. So which gas is released? Nitrogen. So your answer will be there. Nitrogen gas. Just you see, nitrogen gas is released. And observation that ammonia burns with green flame. NH3 burns with green flame in ammonia burns with green flame in oxygen. That is the observation. Green or green yellow flame. So just you go through your book. Observation, page number 171. Mark there. Dry ammonia gas passed through the ignition tube A. Ignited alone does not burn. After passage of oxygen, ammonia burns in atmosphere of excess oxygen with a green or greenish yellow flame forming nitrogen and water. Next one is catalytic oxidation of ammonia. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia. So next one is catalytic oxidation. Catalytic oxidation of ammonia. The catalytic oxidation of ammonia means ammonia reacts with oxygen. Ammonia reacts with oxygen in the presence of platinum catalyst. Temperature is 800 degrees Celsius. It will form nitric oxide and water vapor, and the reaction is exothermic. So this is a scattered not balanced. Just to see nitrogen 1 atom, hydrogen 3, here 2. You write here 3 by 2. Now hydrogen also balanced. Oxygen here 1 plus 3 by 2. So how many? 3, 2, 5 by 2. So make it here 5 by 2. So multiplied by 5 by 4. Now this reaction is balanced, but in the fraction form we are not supposed to write. So that's why whole equation is multiplied by 4. Then 4 and 3, 5 5O2, this platinum 800 degrees Celsius form 4NO plus 6H2O and the reaction is exothermic. So this is the catalytic oxidation of ammonia and this is the starting reaction of post-Wald process. Just you underline in your book that page number 171 is starting reaction of post-Wald process, manufacture of ammonia. So in the coming chapter, coming topic, you will study manufacture of ammonia by Ostwald process. In that one, this is the starting reaction of the Ostwald process. Now in the diagram, just you see, this combustion tube is there. In this combustion tube, from this point, we supply oxygen, and then from this point we supply ammonia gas. Then this one is closed. Here platinum is kept. This platinum is there. Heating is given. Then this released gases, they are coming here in this flask. This flat bottom flask is there. In this one, the residual gases are coming. So just to see what will happen. So from this inlet, you are supplying ammonia. From that point, you are supplying oxygen. This platinum heated is there. So when this platinum is heated, ammonia and oxygen combine to form nitric oxide and water vapor. Water vapor will condense here because they are getting the cooling surface. And this nitric oxide come in this flask, form oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide. And I want to tell you, this nitric oxide combined with oxygen form nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen dioxide is reddish brown color. Reddish brown, and this one is colorless. So what you will observe in this class, you will observe that reddish brown vapors. In this class, you will observe reddish brown vapors, and this platinum will continue to glow even after heating is discontinued. What is the reason? The reason is that the reaction is exothermic. This plus delta sign is there. This plus delta sign denotes that reaction is exothermic. So since the reaction is exothermic, so even after heating is discontinued, but this platinum will continue to glow. So these are the observations. So the question can be asked to you, name the gas released when ammonia combined with oxygen in the presence of platinum. Your answer is there, nitric oxide. What is the color of nitric oxide? This is colorless. But when this nitric oxide reached here in this flask, combined with oxygen form nitrogen dioxide. To the formation of nitrogen dioxide, you are getting the reddish brown. So this one is the starting reaction of the Ostwald process. So just you mark there in your book, observation column, page number 171. The colorless nitric oxide formed on oxidation gives reddish brown nitrogen dioxide in the flask C. The platinum continues to glow even after the heating is discontinued, since the catalytic oxidation of ammonia is an exothermic process. So because of that, it will continue to glow. Next one is basic nature of ammonia gas. Basic nature of ammonia gas. Basic nature of ammonia gas. we are going to study the basic nature of ammonia. Basic nature of ammonia gas. So I want to tell you, if you take liquid ammonia or dry ammonia gas, liquid ammonia or dry ammonia gas is neutral. Liquid ammonia or dry ammonia gas is neutral towards dry litmus paper. It means if you take the dry litmus paper in the jar of the liquid ammonia, the vessel of the liquid ammonia or the jar where the dry ammonia gas is there, you will not get the color change. But aqueous solution of ammonia, that aqueous solution of ammonia is weak basic, is weakly basic in nature. It means when ammonia is dissolved in water, it is basic in nature, and the basic nature, that weak base will be there. So just to see how it will work as a weak base. So when ammonia dissolved in water, it will form ammonium hydroxide, and this ammonium hydroxide partially dissociate. Ammonium hydroxide partially dissociate to give ammonium ion and hydroxyl ion. Since it partially dissociates to produce low concentration of hydroxyl ion, that's why it is weak base. And this basic nature is there because of this hydroxyl ion. You must have seen, whenever you go to the lab, we are asking to you moist red litmus paper. Use moist red litmus paper. If you are using moist red litmus paper, then only you will get a color change. What is the reason? From your test tube, ammonia gas is coming, it is dry ammonia gas. But when the moisture is there, then only this reaction takes place. Means it forms ammonium hydroxide combined with water and by dissociation with the hydroxyl ion. So when this hydroxyl ion is formed, then only you are getting the basic nature. And if you take the dry litmus, then no color change will be there. So when ammonia in the liquid form or the dry ammonia gas is neutral towards the litmus, because no ionization takes place. But when you take aqueous solution of ammonia, it is weakly basic in nature. Then liquor ammonia, the term was given starting. What is liquor? Liquor ammonia. So this liquor ammonia, aqueous solution of ammonia is called liquor ammonia or liquor ammonia fluids. Aqueous solution of ammonia, aqueous solution of ammonia is called liquor ammonia or liquor ammonia fluids. So you have seen basic nature of ammonia. So because of this basic nature of ammonia, ammonia reacts with acid to form ammonium salt. So let us see some ammonium salt, how it will be formed. So when acids react with ammonia, they will form ammonium salt. So sometimes in board paper they have asked the question, by which method you prepare the ammonium salt. So ammonium salts are prepared by neutralization. Because this HCl react with ammonia, it will form ammonium chloride. This is the neutralization. Then HNO3 react with ammonia, this will form ammonium nitrate. It is also neutralization. Sulfuric acid react with ammonia for ammonium sulfate. That is also neutralization. And if you take ammonium hydroxide, then salt and water will be there. So this HCl reacts with ammonium hydroxide. This will form ammonium chloride and water. Then HNO3 reacts with ammonium hydroxide, form ammonium nitrate and water. Then sulfuric acid react with ammonium hydroxide. This will form ammonium sulfate and water. So the question can be asked to you, by which method you prepare the ammonium salt? So all the ammonium salts are prepared by neutralization. Because these reactions are the example of neutralization. So just you go to your book, something you underline in the book, that perfectly dry ammonia gas or ammonia in liquefied form is neutral to dry liquids. Liquor ammonia and aqueous solution of ammonia in water is called liquor ammonia or liquor ammonia forms. Basic nature of ammonia: the aqueous solution of ammonia is alkaline and acts as a weak base, since it undergoes partial dissociation in aqueous solution to give hydroxyl ion in low concentration. So that's why it is a weak base. So next, ammonium salt. Ammonia in the gaseous form or in the aqueous solution neutralizes acid forming respective ammonium salts. So if the question is asked to you, by which method you will prepare the ammonium salt? So neutralization. So these reactions are given. Then page number 173, that ammonia gas basic nature is given. This ferrous sulfate, ferric chloride, lead nitrate, zinc sulfate, copper sulfate. All these reactions you studied in 3rd B. So again repetition is there. So they are asking. So just to mark their important, and already you have studied. And next one is reducing action. So reducing action of ammonia. So we are going to stop here, and this reducing action of ammonia and test for ammonia will take